Alright guys, so this is another Patreon request, and this one comes from Hunter Johnson, who asked me to do another hero-villain mashup. But this one is a little different, and actually is one where you could totally see, like, the villain and the hero is like an actual hero-villain mashup. But before we go any further, as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, where you guys can start sending me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, hope you all enjoy this. Let's get started with the video. So, this is another hero-villain mashup. So for any new subscribers out there who are watching this, basically hero-villain mashup is where I take a hero and talk about what would it be like if this was their villain, or what if that villain was this person's hero. And this is one where it's like, it makes so much sense. Like, this is one where it's like you could totally see this guy in a movie, and it would possibly happen because they're both under the same House of Mouse. And that is Indiana Jones and Rouke from Atlantis: The Lost Empire. So this is going to be a really cool one, guys. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be a really cool one. So what would it be like if Rouke was a major villain for Indiana Jones? Like I said before, Rouke totally fits a Indiana Jones villain. He really does fit the Indiana Jones villain archetype. This big dude, very cunning, very intelligent, and also a treasure hunter. He kind of wants the same things he really wants the same things as Indy does, but the difference is he's a mercenary. He is just out here looking to be a treasure hunter and get paid. He is like Rouke is totally a Indiana Jones villain. He is 100% someone Indy would run into on like a quest for like the Spear of Destiny, or like another lost artifact or something like that. He would be like, Rouke would be out there and has this, Rouke and his troops would be out there, him, and they would be totally fighting. In fact, I don't think we've had a lot of Indiana Jones fighting mercenaries, maybe in some of the Dark Horse books, but really there hasn't been a lot of like Indiana Jones like Indy encountering a mercenary, or just guys looking to. It's more of that's more of a Nathan Drake thing, really. It's more of a autofocus. That's more of like a Nathan Drake kind of thing, where he's battling other guys who are looking to like take this for themselves, or sell it to the highest bidder. I mean, kind of Moloch, but really he was just kind of on there to work for the Nazis. But yeah, Rouke would be a very dangerous opponent for Indy. Rouke is this, just this big dude. He's just this big mountain of a man, and he knows how to fight. He's an ex-soldier. He is he's an incredibly brutal fighter. He also knows his way around guns. I think he would be like, he would understand when he realizes he's going up against Indiana Jones. He would probably have like troops and whatnot ready for him and set traps for him. That's because Rouke like, if one thing Rouke is good at understanding the enemy. And Rouke would definitely, when he finds out that it'd be the great Indiana Jones he'd be facing, he'd be like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Well, I got a few tricks up my sleeve for this asshole. And Indy would quickly realize that this is a guy who would be trying to counter him. It'd be very much like a game of cat and mouse between him. And the other thing is, too, Rouke's got guys with a lot of ammunition and explosives. If you want to take out the group from Atlantis: The Lost Empire, you can. But even if you factor them out, they still have a shit ton of people who can, fuck you up. His second in command, can't remember her name. Oh, Helga, right? I can't remember. But yeah, he would be an absolutely devastating opponent for Indiana to face. Indiana would have to be on his guard and constantly trying to outwit Rouke and getting into a fist fight with him. That would be not like, Indy can fight. Let's not mince words. But yeah, Indy can fight. But the thing of it is that Rouke, like I said, is an ex-soldier. And he's a way bigger than Indiana. Indy knows his way around like a whip and his fists and a good gun, But when he would try to whip Rourke, Rourke would just catch that whip and like yank it out of Indy's hand. And when they're trying to get into a fist fight, Rourke would just pummel him. Would just pummel him. And I could see like Indy would really be like have to be clever about fighting him. Like I could see in like the final scene, like Indy gets like Rourke just throws him off of a cliff or something. Indy uses his whip to catch himself, and when Rourke looks over, Indy like grabs him and he goes, "Nothing personal," and throws him off. Like that's how I see it. Like it would just be that kind of moment where he'd be like, "Nothing personal, Indy," and then he's like, "Nothing personal, Rourke," and just fling him off. But yeah, this is like I said, Rourke works on so many levels as a Indiana Jones villain. It just makes so much sense to have him as an Indiana Jones villain. And I'm just saying, like, we could do that in a comic. Disney, you could have Marvel do that in a comic. He's a Disney character, and you own the rights to Indiana Jones. I'm just saying, you can get away with this. Anyway, so there you go, guys. So you guys tell me in the comments below. What do you think it would be like if Rourke was one of Indiana Jones's enemies? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, I'd like to thank Hunter Johnson for this video. And like I said earlier, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon where you guys can hit the 4th tier and start sending me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.